All right, so we're going to teach you how to use DealMaker and answer some questions you have too. So the purpose of this is for us to find properties. We look for properties all over town, and we're looking for properties that are vacant, that are owner occupied but need repair, vacant that need repair, corporate. We have a couple requirements that we don't want, like within the last couple of years, and the program that we're going to be using will allow you to see that, and you'll be able to understand it. So it's really easy to use. You're not restricted to just your area. You can travel, anywhere around town. You take a picture, it comes to us. What's nice is the credit goes to you. We know once you put it in, it's all set. We then will be putting in, set up to put, we'll look at we review it, we look at the pitch to determine if we're going to send it out or not. To give you an idea, last week we probably looked at 200 plus properties, and we might have had 4 or 5 that we didn't use and most of them is because they were just purchased within a short period of time. Mm-hmm. So those are the kind of things we're looking for. But we want you all over town. It doesn't matter where the house is. The typical house that we buy is more the first-time home buyer. So to me, it's not a big, huge house, 400,000 or 500,000. Usually under 200,000. But if you're in an area and you see a house that's more expensive, you can take the pictures because we have people who who will buy them as well. So, but we're really looking for that first-time home buyers, the typical one. Just an older house. We don't really care about the age, but usually the 50s to 70s, the 80s usually is a good range, 90s even. We've had some of the 2000s, but any style house. And what's nice is you take the picture. We do everything else. We're going to follow up. The program that we use actually allows us to do what's called a skip trace, mm-hmm. and that will tell us if the person has more than one property. It will tell us if they can find their phone number and email address, and then we have our staff that will automatically send the card out. But then we also follow up with phone calls and things like that. So we're really hitting them in multiple ways to kind of find out about their house. One of the things that's nice with our company compared to some other companies is that are even using this program or similar is the fact that we buy the house's name behind us. We're well known. The company itself has been around for over 23 years. Matter of fact, this year we'll buy our 100,000 house for the company. Each office is independently owned and operated, so we've had this one for actually just coming up on a year, but I've been doing this for over 3 years. Give you an example, last year we did over 50 houses, so we really know our system, we have it down. This is something we're looking to really expand with, and it's a great opportunity for people like you who want to do other things, but hey, I can travel around, take a picture of a house, mm-hmm. give us a little information about the house, and it's done. So it's a quick, easy process. You don't have to go inside the house. You don't have to meet anybody. A lot of people just take it right outside their window of their car, and you're all set. We do like for you to confirm the address on the mailbox to make sure, or the house to make sure that it is the right one. And we'll show you in a few minutes with the program how you'll be able to do that as well. It will allow you it follows you, and you can actually touch the screen, and it will take you, and it will tell you the property. It will tell you if it's the address, and then it will tell you who owns it. Is it owner occupied? Is it vacant? Is it corporate owned? So you have all that information right there. Absentee owner, which means it's the person has a house but they live out of state. So there's a lot of information. Those are the kind of things we're looking for to determine what houses we're going to send to. One of the biggest things that we don't send to is houses that have just recently been bought. And corporate-owned houses we don't do as much, but we do still want those because we're going to ask them, hey, are you looking to buy houses? Because usually if it's a corporation, it could be a hedge fund or another group that continually buys houses. It's going to be a great connection for us, and you still get the credit as if we're buying a house, as if they're selling us a house. So if we buy a house or multiple houses from them, if we sell it to them, you will get the credits as well. So we really believe in building a team and people getting what they deserve. This is a great way to help us grow, and so that's what we want to see people grow. The way in which we pay is we talk about you get $1 per approved lead. So if there's ones that's not, we'll explain why. Usually it's the age of it, and I think on the program, and we'll test it while you're here, you should be able to see the information that we're looking for. Because I know it will give you the sale of the property. I think it will tell you when it was bought as well, but we'll take a look. But very rare do we take one out of the system. So you usually can get pretty much credit for all the ones you do. Where the real money is when we actually buy the properties. So the first property that we buy, that one of yours, you get $250 off of that one. And the reason why it's that we have some internal expenses that we're trying to recoup from doing this. The next house you get $500. The third house you get $1,000, and each additional house after that you get the $1,000 plus 5% of the net profit of the house. So whatever we net on it, and that's in addition to the $1,000. So it's not like you only get $1,000 and then we figure that in. No, you automatically get the $1,000, and then whatever is left over, generally we average on a unit anywhere between $10,000 to $30,000. You would get an additional 5%. So those numbers can really add up quick. And again, we have a system to track it so that we know who it is and we know that it's yours, so that you don't have to worry about that as well. So it's a really easy process. Do you have any questions at this point? If not, we'll go into the...
No, I'd heard all except that last part. That 5%.
So the 5%. So our average deal, we net between $10,000 to $30,000. So to give you an example, you would get the $1,000 plus. Looks like my screen just changed. I'm trying to get to a calculator. So I'm going to put this on the screen here and get that back up. Sorry. Why is it not showing? So I decided to... There we go. So we got to calculate. So if it's $10,000 times 5%, oops. You get an additional $500. So 20,000 would be 1,000. 30,000 would be 1,500. So you would get the $1,000 plus this. So you can make some pretty good monies on it without having to have it. You don't have to have a real estate license or anything for that.
How long usually between the time you first make contact?
Right.
Do you actually do a transaction with someone?
So
on average?
with this system, usually the card goes out within a week. After that, we start doing the follow-up. We have multiple ways of getting in touch with them. So we'll have if they have an email, we'll at the same time we get their information, the card goes out. An email automatically will go to them, and possibly even a text message. So we're going to be able to contact them fairly quickly on from our end. And then it takes a little bit of time because you have to set up an appointment and then closing. So anywhere between, I would say, 30 to 60 days. So it'll be a little time before you get the big bonuses starting to hit. But once you start rolling, they should be able to come in pretty consistent. Mm-hmm. And so we're looking, we have multiple exit strategies, which is nice because we're not necessarily looking for the big dollars. We're looking for, hey, we can quickly sell. We got this one. We know we can sell it to another wholesaler. We'll make a little on it, and we'll go on to the next one. Mm-hmm. So we have those advantages where a lot of other wholesalers and flippers do not.
So you already have groups of investors that are.
Yes, we have
ready
groups
to
of
go.
investors that we've been dealing with for years. So a lot of times, we'll like I think I told you before the meeting, many times when we go to buy a property, we already have people that are wanting it, have already made offers on it. So we also work with what's called hedge funds, and they actually buy properties to re-rent them out. So we have multiple exit strategies on all of our properties. So it really is. It makes it a nice, quick way to do it and move on to the next one. We like to do volume. We're not. Some people in the industry want to do 10 to 12 a year or 4 or 5 and think that's great and it's good. We do 50 or more a year. And someone asked, why do you do so many? And I told them, I said, no one ever taught me that you couldn't. That was my goal, and I went and did it, and so we do it in this part.
The great thing about commission is uncapped.
Right. So it's a great way to do it, and the more you do, the more you're going to make. Mm-hmm. And we have, if there's positions we have one gentleman who we're already going to move up to an acquisition. He's going to start making phone calls. He did that in the past, so we can give positions to grow too. Obviously, we have big office space. We have abilities to do classes and teaching, so we can do more if you want as well.
Okay.
So there's not a restriction, but it's a great starting point, and it's very easy to do. Let's go to the website. Let me pull this up on here. And we're going to look at some of the deals. So this is a deal that one of our guys created. All right. It's on the screen, yes. So we've already started this mail on this one. It shows us the card that he's going to get. It says you purchase your next postcard schedule is for May 16th. So we're going to send this person 3 to 4 cards once every 35 days. So we're getting in front of them. So it's not just like they get it one time and that's it. Mm-hmm. We're sending it several times. Plus, we'll have it where we can contact them via, if we have phone information, things like that, we'll be able to contact them. So let me show you the picture of the house. And this person, if you noticed, it's got problems with siding coming down. Looks like the roof has some issues. It's overgrown grass. So this was a great one that he picked. And when you scroll down the screen, and we'll show you how it looks on your phone, this person only had one additional address. You'll see where it says sale information. You can click on that. So this was bought July 1st, 1975. So we know that they've had it for a while. Sometimes they'll show you a mortgage information as well. Some of the older ones, you don't get that just because the system didn't have it in at time. Property information, this particular one doesn't have any, but sometimes it'll tell you how many bedrooms, how many baths. That just helps us. But here's the key thing for you when you're out there is the property tags. And so what you do is you go edit, and then he picked the ones that were appropriate. And we can also add ones as well. So like I would add siding falling down. So we're going to... Did I spell that right?
Yeah.
Siding. Got it. And save it. And I think you all can do that too. And it shows all the ones that we did. We'll go back to that. Oops, the wrong screen, sorry. So here's some of the ones that we chose. There we go. So that's really the information that you'll put in. We get all the phone numbers and all that. That's a way. This particular one we did not have it, and you'll be able to see these online too. So you can see, hey, this gentleman created. We call him Charles. He has a very long name. He did it. He created a deal on the 9th On the 11th, we came in, we enhanced the search, and then we started the mail on at that same time as well. Then it will tell us when it should have given. We're also going to be adding another program that we're actually adding in today that will, if we had a phone number or an email address, would send that information out immediately. So we're really trying to get them as fast as possible.
Yeah, that was a good turnaround.
Yes.
A couple days.
And